Annyeong. I just completed watching this to a little series, Spice Up Our Love, which has only 2 episodes and which is a spin-off of the K-drama No Gain, No Love. No Gain, No Love, second female lead and second male lead are the male lead of this Spice Up Our Love. So I'll tell you how their story goes in No Gain and No Love. So I not use the second everywhere. So for me, they are the male lead and female lead. So let's jump in the original No Gain No Love. What happens? Here, the female lead is the author. She writes R-rated novel, as in a bit adult kind of novel where there are bedroom scenes, steamy scenes. And you actually see she has written the novel thinking she is the female lead, and male lead is a childhood crush, as in her classmate. You actually see the face and you see few glimpses from the novel she's writing as well. And she's pretty famous in the web world. Her drama or her novel is going, it's doing incredibly well. And she also had got a sponsor from one of the investors to, make an audio drama of it. And then her life is going pretty well, and she accidentally meets her crush, as in, her novel's male lead, which she has imagined, and she kind of speaks, and she is kind of ashamed to tell that she is a adult who writes novel for adults. So she tells, I'm a writer for children, and he also knows her passion for writing because she always had a passion for writing even through college. So they meet often, but then the love story never progresses much because none of them confesses, or it's just there in the friendly zone, but she has feelings for him but he does not. But then there's a twist in the story when she sees some malicious comments on her novel, telling not only on one episode but on several chapters. She sees the malicious comments like, you die, you don't deserve to leave, and such comments, which actually makes her feel very bad, and she decides to sue the author or the one who wrote the comments. So then he gets a notice of whoever writes the comment, and he actually writes an apology letter, and he sends it across to the author, and he has to report the police station since she decided to file a case. So the author face is not known because she wants her identity hidden. So none of them know who is she. So the one who has written the malicious comments comes to the police station, and then she doesn't want her face to be known, but somehow they crash and he gets to know she is the author. And then the one who has written the comment is obviously very guilty because he's a male lead. Ta-da! Not the kind of introduction you want for the male lead, but that's how he is. Why? So she just threw the apology letter, and she's like, you're not good, and what have you done? You told me to die, and all those things. And she's like, you also die, and she just leaves. He is very guilty, he tries to apologize. But why do hero writes, or why has he written such malicious comments, is because his mother is a huge fan of a novel, and she'll be reading her novel everywhere. And out of just curiosity, he just reads, and he's like, my mother reads such novel, and like, how filthy can the writing be? With that, it's so comical. In the series, he actually gets admitted in the hospital because he's traumatized that mother is reading such kind of novels, and then he and his secretary both write, and there's a twist here. His secretary is a childhood crush, as in her childhood friend. So so a lot of things happens, and then she's like, she writes for that, but he is very guilty of what he done. He's apologizing, but she's like, no, you die. So she just throws the apology letters in front of him, and then apology letters falls on the road. So he goes to pick it up, but then she thinks he's actually going to die, and the truck will be approaching him. It's like he's about to die, and then she could not see the complete scene. She just falls off unconscious because I think she was anxiety had hit her, so she falls off. And then the truck actually breaks, and hero survives. Then he sees heroine is falling, or the female lead is falling unconscious. So there she goes. He takes her to the hospital. He is rich. He's the CEO of the company. So she has the VIP room, and once she gets up, she's like, I'll pay this amount. He's like, no need. He got some big amount. She's like, oh my god, so much. How many months I have to pay? She's like, okay, I'll pay you in EMI and all those things. And then since he is, committed a fraud or mistake, he is given some voluntary work to do to apologize, and then that will be the orphanage where heroine had grown up. So they come across each other, and they're very, she gets to know how hero is. He's not that, maybe he did it with it was his childishness. So they grow fond of each other, and then she actually keeps meeting CEO secretary, as in male lead secretary, who is her childhood friend. So they keep going, and then she gets to know there was a particular comment where it was written, maybe your dad abused you as a child, that's why you're writing such dirty novel. That was the exact comment which made her lose her mind and decided to file a case, because that was very similar to what she has gone through in her personal life. And that was the comment not written by the male lead but by the secretary. Then she asks the male lead, why didn't you tell me that it was the secretary who wrote it and not you? And he was like, I asked him to do, so it was my mistake. And then you realize it was him, he's good. And he also, there's one case where he actually tries to shield her from this childhood friend, because she knows she doesn't want to be identified. So yeah, and then at the end, her dad, who has abused her as a child, he will be in the police station, but at the end of the series he would have been released, and he again comes to traumatize her, and then he comes up and saves her, and they have a very happy ending. So this is about the original series. So now I'll dwell into this particular series called Spice Up Our Love. Okay, in the series, it's starting what I told of the origin. It's almost the same, where they show only few important clips. And when I told you she falls ill and the hero takes her to the hospital, that's where this series actually starts. Once she gets up, she will not be in the real world, but she will be in the fake world, or her novel world, which are written Spice Up Our Love. Hence the title of the drama. She realizes she is the female lead of the drama, as in she is in the novel world, and then she gets up and she sees, obviously the male lead, as we all know, it's her childhood crush. But then when she opens up and sees, it will not be her childhood crush who is the male lead in the drama, but instead it will be the male lead. So there is a change in that. And in the novel, she would be dating, I'll only talk about novel, okay? The novel, she'll be dating, her ex will be the CEO secretary, or the male lead secretary. He's a trashy character villain. In the starting, you see the villain face is different, but then because she has entered the novel world, the villain, or the CEO secretary again, it becomes her childhood crush. So he is a very trashy character. Even though he's trashy, he behaves trashy towards her. She's like, okay, it's fake world. I'm the one who made him so trashy, because I wrote the character like that. So she's like, oh, he's so cute in the trashy character. And then she realizes, she tries to escape, okay? She's like, tries to run. She takes a bus. But then the bus stop has only one stop, the same stop. So she gets up from the hospital, takes a bus. It takes a loop, and she again comes back to the bus stop. It's the same people getting down from the bus and getting up from the bus. And the bus stop, or where she sits in the bus, is exactly like how she has written the novel. And it's kind of a loop where she's running, and she's still in the same place. You kind of get the gist of how it would have been if you have seen similar drama where they are stuck in the novel or in alternate reality. So it's very similar, and it's comical. Very comical, I would say. And whenever the important scene of the novel begins, she kind of hears a typewriter sound or a typing sound. So wherever she is, whenever the important scene, like she's in a bus stop, but the important scene in the hospital, at that exact point, she gets teleport, and she has no control over her body. Like there's a kissing scene. She's just so turned on, and she just keeps kissing, even though she's like, no, yuck, I don't want to kiss. All these things are going on in her mind. She has no control over her body. So she just exactly does what the novel uh, is written. And the male lead, how he calls her in the novel, it's so funny. He's like, yo, John. So, like, it's really good. And there are some kiss scene, and you see the heroes coming in slow-mo, and she tries to die, obviously. Like, if you die here, you'll wake up in the real world. And she tries to die, but then hero saves her. It's like this Superman series. Like, he just jumps so tall, so high. Like, Superman, he comes and he falls down. All these are not real. I mean, it can't happen in the real world. It's all happening in the real world. So she's like, okay, I can't die. I don't know how to escape. And there are some characters like bus driver, hospital doctor, or doctor in hospital, or I don't know. They're like when she takes a taxi driver, all of the same face. So yeah, all these things happen. Then she's like, okay, I have to convince the male lead. I have written a character of him like he's obsessed with me, but I have to convince him that's not real. So she knows there's an important scene coming up where she'll be locked in a freezer room. So what she'll do, she drives them both 2.5 hours away from the spot, and she's like, see, there's no way I can go to freezer room now because we're 2.5 hours. But then today at some 6 o'clock, I'll be stuck in a freezer room. No one can save me. You should be the one, or you are the only one who can save me. So if you don't turn up, I'll die. He's like, what nonsense are you talking? And her reports and all tell she has some syndrome or identity syndrome or some syndrome. Then she's like, you have to believe me, and I'll be very cool. Can you please give me my jacket? It's already getting time, because she already starts hearing the typing sound. And by the time he gives her the jacket, she has just teleported in the freezer room scene, and she'll be stuck there. And she gets help, as in she shouts and someone does hear, and there are people trying to help her. But then, unless the hero comes, she can't get out. And then hero's like confused, like what just happened? He just sees they're not there. Then he drives up to the freezer room, and he just opens the door, and it opens, and everyone are there. Oh, was it so easy? Oh, and they clap, you know how it happens. And she's like, oh, typical male lead. And then she actually sees the aura in him in the novel world, but then hero is like dejected. He's like, okay, what the life am I leading? I'm not even real. I mean, I'm obsessed with him. What is real? What am I doing? So he's actually very sad. The next day, she takes him to the sausage world. There is a particular sausage which he wants to eat, which he had tried in childhood, but he could never get the taste. So she prepares him and give it to him. So he's like, this is also written in a novel. And she's like, no, it's not written, but this recipe is of my grandmother. So I always like the taste of it. My grandmother used to feed. So what I want to tell is nothing is fake. All of this world, this you, me, is everything what I have dreamt of. All this are a part of me. So I was like, yeah, makes sense. I mean, yeah, it's but what she had written. So it was kind of her personal touch, what she had written here. And she gets close to the male lead in the novel. They're kind of happy about it and going on. And he's like, do you have any dream which you want to do here? She's like, yeah. Then we see they go to shopping mall, and she's like, I want everything from left to right. And they have breakfast, lunch and dinner. in different countries, like, yeah, what dreams are made of. And then you see all those cutesy moments. And in the novel, she sees a dad's and a child love, which she could not have. She has made it so dreamy. She's like, this is what my dreams are, or this is exactly my world. And there are some scenes where, in the novel, heroine actually meets with an accident where her ex comes and bangs with her car. But then here, after hero mainly realizes that it's not the real world, he also gets to know or hear the typewriter sound or the typing sound whenever the scene comes. So he gets to know something is going to happen. He goes to the female lead, he sees the car coming, and he pushes her, and then he is the one who's in an accident. So in the hospital, director will be like, he's kind of giving her hints. He's like, I don't know, this was not supposed to happen in the novel. Maybe some variables have changed, so don't know what's going to happen. And there is an ultimate climax in which she has returned a steamy scene on the bed. So she tries to reenact that so that they are out of this novel world and back to reality. But then they try to do it multiple times, you know what, they try to do it multiple times, but then I don't remember. They're like, did you do it? They're like, I don't remember. And then she remembers her editor had asked her to write a teenage version. So it has actually shifted to teenage version, so they don't remember. But she's not able to figure out how can she come out. And then she confesses that I actually love you and all, and then she kisses him. But then he's like, this is not a real kiss. And then they both have a steamy kiss, and then she wakes up in the real world. And when she wakes up, the hero comes, and then she gives a sheepish smile. So does he. So it's like, maybe they both knew what they were in the novel world. So yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it ends like that. First episode, I didn't like it much, but second episode, it was very emotional, so breezy. I just felt I wanted to see more of them in the real world and not in the novel world, because I loved their chemistry. To be very honest, in the original series, I was awaiting their both of these two leads scenes to come. I loved their chemistry there. I loved their chemistry here as well. So it's very good. I really liked it. And yeah, there's a surprise. The OST of this drama is sung by the male lead, and you do see of him singing there. And if you have anything, suggestions or observation, do drop a comment. That's all for now. Kamsahamnida. Thank you. Bye.